recorded. Great, thank you.
Yep.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the August 6th, 2025 board meeting. Beginning of budget season. And when we finish, the year will almost be over. All right, so let's start the meeting with a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. And before we start, I just want to welcome Steve Gibeah, who's been helping with the town hall project and is an architect, and he's here to
over 3 years now.
join the conversation. And Becky DeWitt from our History Lovers Association. Okay. Sorry about that. Still hear us very nicely there, Velvet?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Okay. Good. You scared me there for
myself,
a
so-
minute.
Bad sign.
You never know if the dog's gonna bark, so I mute myself.
I gotcha. We like dogs though. All right, and let's see. So additions or deletions from the agenda. I have one deletion, the 5th resolution about authorizing me to sign make ready work. I will not offer that resolution. That's not needed. So with that, I will open the meeting for committee reports. Very much. Oh, for privilege, yeah. Thank you. Anyone wish to speak to the board tonight? Yes, Becky DeWitt.
Just want to say thank you for having this meeting with Steve here to go over what's planned for the building. Period.
Okay. Thank you. You're well under your 3-minute limit. Great. So, and all of the documents for tonight's meeting are on the website along with the agenda, and I have a few extra printed copies over in the side table. And I think I printed enough for the crowd we have tonight, so. So now I'll open it up for committee reports.
I could talk about a couple of committees.
Okay, Michelle?
So the planning board met and I think they're pretty much finished with their with going over the mobile home law. And they would like to come to the board to make a presentation about suggestions to the zoning law to cover these changes. So it's basically eliminating a separate mobile home law and incorporating everything into the zoning law. And now they're starting to work on the solar siting law.
Oh, revisiting that.
Yeah. Because of, there was at the last meeting, there was a presentation about agrivoltaics. Bill went to that workshop. At some point, I guess they want to have Caleb Scott give a presentation to the planning board and something else. But so they want to revisit the solar. I think my memory is correct in this. I'm sorry, I didn't write my notes. But to revisit the solar siting law, to look at it, just to see if it can be made more amenable to agrivoltaics. So
Great.
So that's the next project.
Great.
That they're working on.
And so maybe we should invite them to the next meeting. Well, or you could
do that. The next meeting, I believe Bill is out of town for the next meeting.
Okay. So I'll touch base with Bill about when he'd like to come or they or whatever.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So the other committee report I have is about the history room advisory committee, and I'm suggesting that I don't feel like it's being very productive. And so I'm suggesting that it sort of be more of on an as needed basis, And that I still work as the liaison between the historian and the board. And I think my plan would be to meet with her more often on an individual basis and see what her concerns are, so that before each meeting I can present her concerns to the board. And so, unless somebody else
That
would
sounds
like to,
useful.
okay. I mean, I don't have to be chair, and if somebody else would like to do it and have a different structure, that's fine with me too.
Michelle, well, the way that this is currently structured, there's some consultation, built-in consultation with the Caroline History Association, whatever it's called.
Not really. I mean, Dick White's a member of both, I think. But I don't believe there's been a lot of input from them.
Okay.
I mean, I think that would probably be ideal, but I haven't seen that. And maybe Becky would like to comment.
Are you a member of such group?
Yes.
Okay.
I would just say that, we have made invitations to the Caroline History Association to send representatives to the group, and they have not responded, so.
I always thought you were in that association.
I was
You were.
chair for between 2 and 3 years, I think.
I think you were chair when we set this up, is my recollection.
No,
No,
I wasn't. But it's complicated, but in
It's
any
okay.
event,
Sorry.
you know, I've continued to do
Yeah,
various
fine.
history projects.
Thanks.
I mean, I think that sounds good,
Sure,
Michelle,
sure.
and it doesn't preclude engagement with the CHA. Right?
No, I mean, they're welcome to
Yeah. So it'd be great.
send input or whatever.
Great.
So I think that's the only, so they were, at the last meeting, I mentioned about the overloading of the second floor. I may have alarmed them a little bit, cause I misunderstood, I think. But,
I'll just say Bart did come to our meeting with Barrow. Steve was here and I think she was able to allay any concerns
okay, so,
or explain the context. So. Right, Steve? Would you agree?
Yeah, I think you guys were discussing it before I came in a little bit, but it is significant loading in all those file cabinets up there. And the more it can be kept to the end of the joist spans and not in the center would be best, but the structural engineer that's hired by Barrow brought it up and it was expressed pretty sincere or severe concerns.
I guess my question is it just the file cabinets or is it the artifacts? Because there are things like tombstones up there and a washing machine and.
We did bring up the tombstone, so Bart was here.
And it's my understanding that not all of the file cabinets are full. So I'm just, is that true?
Well, that was my impression, but they're not chock full, but
Okay.
they're
so-
getting there.
So. I guess I'll just, my question is, how would you ever evaluate? Like how much weight to take out to make it safer, or do you just take everything out and say, let's not do this anymore, or?
I guess the structural engineer that seems pretty good. Steve, the other Steve, you call him. He probably would be capable of doing a study on it. I guess we can calculate the weight of a loaded 4-door file cabinet and compare that to the typical residential load is 40 pounds per square foot live load versus libraries are typically more. This is built for sort of 40 pounds per square foot live load, and just to see how much more than that is, and I guess just figure out what the floor joists are and how they're spaced. this beam here is that are concerning. It's a very long span for a beam, so keep the load out the center where that beam is. That spans all the way to the other side of the end of the building. I
Anyway,
guess a structural engineer would be
would have
the
to,
best person to go and start calculating the loads and trying to figure out what the joists and beams and things are and then running calculations on it.
I think it brings up the question of whatever the limit is, there is a limit. So, you know, it needs to be a plan for how to archive things without adding a lot of weight. So.
No more tombstones.
So I said, I'm doing my Syracuse chilled plow.
well, so I guess when we're ready to seriously address that, then we can reconvene the committee.
Right.
They are digitizing some things, right? So,
But they're keeping the originals, they're not getting rid of the originals. And I would be adamantly against getting rid of any originals, just because they're digitized, that's just for access, that's not for a substitute for the original material at all. I would get rid of other artifacts before I'd get rid of that stuff.
yeah,
Artifacts, I think.
I was just thinking it could go into a storage area if we needed to.
So I think that's the question would be to think of a storage area where even, I keep coming back to artifacts because you know, it's not, I'm all about books. But where you could store artifacts that people aren't looking at and bring them up for exhibits occasionally.
Mhm.
But it would be a matter of finding another space.
And what Jennifer did notice, and Steve also, is what they were talking, they could see the effects of that from bowing of the floor in certain areas, so. It's,
Yeah,
We don't have to quantify, but there was a transit survey and see if there's low spots and high spots. Yes.
so that sounds like another project, right? Another even possibly grant funded project or something. I don't know.
you mean a big project?
Yeah, that would be a big project, would it not? I'm assuming, but
Probably the study would be too big, but
Okay.
if you had to go to start ripping the whole ceiling out and doubling the joists and doubling, then it would be a big project.
Thanks.
okay, well, keep the committee active so we can address this.
Then we'll be bringing in the,
And if anybody can think of a storage space, then we should,
okay,
we're all ears. Okay,
great.
yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and then the other thing is the court. I mean, the liaison to that, we're discussing it tonight, so.
Okay. Great, thank you. Michelle?
I'll mention issue with stuff.
You guys are stuck on my end. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, Velvet. Sorry.
Alright. You kind of got stuck.
Oh,
What did you say?
She
You
said
were
that-
stuck. It was just like a blank thing for a couple minutes.
Yeah, so the Zoom went down and
Yeah.
rebooted.
Yep.
I was just about ready to text you. So,
Okay. We're good now.
thank you. Looks like it's all back in order
It
for
looks
the
like
time
it, yeah.
being with the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it looks like it from here.
Great.
Says the internet connection is unstable.
Yeah.
Driving fiber soon.
We're being punished for driving fiber.
Maybe.
It'll happen.
Okay,
Back?
Yep.
Good.
great, we're back.
I could do something briefly about the ag committee.
Okay, I was distracted.
Okay.
You mentioned something about highway, sorry,
Oh, I just said that they're working on White Church Road.
White Church Road, okay, thanks. Great, yeah, Jonathan.
Oh, we had a potluck at Erica Fernay's farm, Shelter Belt Farm, a week ago. She did a tour and then a dinner, a potluck dinner, and it went really well. There's like 15 people there. We didn't do any business, but part of the goal is to continue to build interest and momentum for whatever projects we might work on. People are very busy, if you can imagine, farmers in the summertime, and August is a time of vacation, so.
Yeah. That's
But-
great,
Yeah, so we'll see then what happens this fall in terms of momentum and if we can get things going again.
that was an iffy weather day, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was supposed to rain, but then it sort of didn't. Well, the earlier the day it did, but not in the evening.
Good. That's great. They have a really nice retention pond that was put in through Soil and Water that they're really wonderful. So
Retention ponds are really nice things.
they are. They're excellent. We need more of them. Great. Kate, anything?
No,
Okay.
the Safe Streets for All should be online very soon.
Online?
Well, the report, the Safe Streets for All.
There'll be a report or,
Well, the Safe Streets for All has a plan and recommendations and stuff like that, as well as the 2 sites per town that they looked at as examples.
Okay.
Even though they're called priority sites, they're not. I don't know what they mean by priority, well, they picked them for various reasons, but it does not obligate the towns to work with them first.
right,
Okay,
But those are published or not? Those are out? You're saying those are coming?
They are coming, I will find them. I was gone last week, so
Okay.
a week and a half ago, they were said they were gonna be out soon, so they may be already online, but I will find them and send that out. We're working on the new chip, again, that's for the Transportation Council. Broadband's coming along, it's coming along and yeah, it's,
Great, okay, thank you. All right, with that, I guess I'll go ahead and take care of the first two sort of ministerial items on the agenda. So the first one is the introduction of the local law to override the tax levy limit. Established by the state municipal law. Recently. Just to be clear, this doesn't mean that we will override the tax cap, but it gives us that flexibility if we need to and avoids panic if we get to the point where we have to do that. And it has to be said that, I mean, the tax cap is a guide, I think, to help us be mindful of spending, but it's not a realistic number. It's 2% or the rate of inflation, whichever is less. So it's probably going to be 2%, and a lot of things are going up by more than 2%. So anyway, so it is hereby introduced. And with that, I'll offer a resolution to set a public hearing on a local law to override the tax levy limit for Wednesday, August 20th at 7 p.m. at the Caroline Town Hall. Seconded by Michelle. And any questions or further discussion? Hearing none.
I have one.
You do? Yeah.
I'm just gonna say I was here last time we talked about this, so I'm about a year in.
Yeah.
yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's not a shock now, right?
And I was like, oh yeah, sure, we did
It's not
this
new.
before.
So, yeah, okay. Yep. There's a cyclicity to town government for sure. So with that, I'll call for a vote. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. Well, thank you. And with that, I will open discussion of the old town hall renovation project concepts that are shared. So there's concept designs, then there's a work list, and then there's a document on the building energy assessment. And so the purpose of putting it out there tonight is to make you all available, all aware of what's under consideration and to get a sense for where we want to go. I'm feeling pretty good about how things are shaping out. And that said, I mean, so tonight's not final decisions. We will report back to Barrow at our August 22nd meeting and go from there. So, but it is an important point where we can maybe point things in certain directions so that they don't have to be considering every option that's currently under consideration. So with that, I guess, so the documents are big, but the punchlines are brief, I think. So I think what I'll do is maybe work through the work list. That sort of covers everything. So for site work, and so, yeah, so, and they present a,
That's in this
yeah, that,
packet that has.
Right. right. Excel spreadsheet or whatever it is. So starting on the second page of that, grading improvements, but pretty well acknowledged that the landscape here, especially on the west side, is such that water pools toward the building here.
Okay.
So, we want to build that up. For this particular item, this
What
is,
that?
it's right, so raised Bilco basement access door.
Yeah. Is that?
Oh, so, let's see here.
You're right. Let's see, wait a minute here.
Oh, it's upside down.
Something,
Yeah, because you got this split open.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
at least that's right there.
I understand.
Yes.
So, yeah, so the grading, that needs to be done for sure. Raised Bilco basement access door. So this access door for that hood thing, that's a Bilco door. It's low, and so if we keep it, we feel like it needs to be raised by one cinder block level. But that, so,
Why is that? Just because of the water or
yeah. Yeah,
But we might not keep it right
right.
to the back.
So that one's question mark. That one's questionable. For accessibility improvements, replace the front entrance steps at 2 locations, the 2 front doors. And provide a landing and steps to grade. And the proposal is to make those concrete. And that was the recommendation of Barrow, which perked my ears. And then I meant to share it with you. Steve sent me texts. He went around and took pictures of different accessibility ramps that are concrete, and they look nice. They actually look pretty nice. And the one that I really liked was the one for the county building downtown. Then the other, the reason that Jen stated for recommending this was durability. But the original porch and steps were stone. So it is more compatible with the original building in that way. So,
I know they use concrete on the Boardman House down in Center Ithaca for that very reason, to make it more compatible with the character building.
historical park, yeah. Boardman House.
Yeah, it's right next to the Board of Elections,
Seems to do it,
It's right-
DeWitt Park.
the?
Yeah.
It's DeWitt Park.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I'll check it out.
It was very fancy cast.
Pardon me?
Those very fancy cast stone with
Yeah.
moldings and little nose edges and things.
So are they made to look like stones? The concrete?
They tore out some redstone steps. And then for a while, they put some temporary wood ones in while they figured out what they're gonna do, and then they came back and put in those cast stone steps. About 3 or 4 years later.
Cool.
Yeah,
Quite fancy.
And that's not an option here
Oh,
to have a stone?
It's an option if we want to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's sort of cast stone, so this is sort of concrete, but
Yes.
here.
Okay, but it looks like stone.
right.
It's
So,
like, could look, well, depends, yeah.
I'm not sure that the stone steps were stone, actually. I saw some early photographs where it looked like concrete to me.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Great.
So,
Mark,
Mhm.
next time, another option Bear came up with was take out all the wood framing and wood planking of the existing ramps and replace it all new wood. In that case, it would be wood. That's the next option there.
Right. And it doesn't really show it here, so
Sure.
Sorry. Just saying, so. This is just for the steps, right? Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself.
And the ramp.
No, the ramp's on here too.
The ramp's on here.
Ramps on there too.
So the concrete ramp would go laterally to the west.
Right.
So it would be a different look there.
So when you say replace the wood, would it look? I mean, it can look more like a porch, right? Like, or it can look like a deck, if that makes sense. So that out there to me looks like a cheap deck, honestly. What's there now? And I'm just thinking, when you're talking about wood, you can have very different options in there. So I want to see something different than what's there now.
Yeah, that's sort of California in 1985.
Right, exactly. And so something more in the style of this building.
Well, a porch would allow you to use different materials that you couldn't use if it's just out in the weather all the time like that. It's under a roof and use the porch floor and things like that. But if it's not under a roof, you're limited to.
Because
materials are
the
limited.
concrete makes me think of, I don't know, concrete and metal railing makes me think of pipes and, back around where the back of a school building somewhere.
Did you tell me that kind of arrangement is kind of looked upon favorably by?
In the historic preservation community, it's sort of so these railings are really quite busy, that lots of middle posts and double posts and balusters and everything. It's sort of considered that the simpler you can keep your railings, the more they sort of disappear to the background and don't take all the attention away from the historic building itself. So you're not required to. That's generally painted black is recommended too, so it doesn't disappear. But I did
Great.
Yeah, I did take some photographs of some around town
Yeah.
and do something just a little more fancy than just a simple handrail.
Mhm.
So these, when you say option, so is this like basically an option, that it's an option, but we're really considering it? Or-
Well, it's a choice there, so
Yeah,
it's the concrete going out to the side, or it's restore this with wood.
Okay, all right.
That's basically it.
And the way they've set this up, there's like it says preservation is sort of a total option is sort of, there's another column on the far right for optional.
Mm-hmm.
You erase that preservation line and replace it with the option line. In this case.
Yeah, just instead of the 44.5, it'd be the 28.7.
I had picked up on that. So the columns labeled preservation and optional. The preservation line is what would be recommended for preservation. Is that how you read
I
that?
don't know why they had called it preservation, except maybe that's instead of repairs,
Yeah.
some repairs.
So
Oh,
just to recap, the concrete option, how much would that cost? Would that be 44?
44,500.
And the other option's 28,000?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Question about salt in the winter. Is this salt compatible, the concrete, in terms of people, flipping on surfaces?
I would say concrete isn't really salt. It's not resistant to salt. Maybe somewhat depends on the type of salt. There's some that are less damaging compared to rock salt.
If we did, that's something we could pay attention to in caring for the walks, that we use something that doesn't corrode them or whatever.
And that place between the metal and the concrete is typically a
Oh, yeah.
less durable part, and so you just want to make sure when it's built that gets addressed. Because if you have any kind of area where salt could collect, when the steel goes in, that rots out. So I don't know, maybe they could do like a concrete.
Yeah.
That goes up where the railing is, so you're not putting salt directly on the steel.
So Steve, took some pictures of different examples, so another way of doing it
The
is.
one ramp that every single core drilled steel columns. It also splits out the concrete swells in the winter.
But you can attach the steel to the sides. So that it doesn't do that, and then you don't have to make the ramp as wide either.
Or use stainless steel.
Mhm. Great,
Now we're talking chrome. Chrome it up.
yeah.
Gold, let's make it gold.
This is still the schematic design for the some of the dimensions and details and stuff. It still need to be worked out.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
kind of want some direction.
So if we move,
Where I got my eye on some of this stuff.
right. So actually, the next one down, the landscaping for $2,200, I actually wondered if that's something we could do in-house. So there's our little garden out here
Mhm.
that's planted with Deanna's plants.
Oh, really?
Yep,
Yeah, I think we should
and
hire her as a consultant.
there we go. Yeah, so I think, maybe that's something we cut out and do on our own.
Yeah.
We put those plants in and it was a lot of fun, so. And or they also pointed out that the concrete, accessibility ramp can be kind of softened by having plantings
Yeah.
in front of it, so.
Yeah,
Kind of a little bit of a curve on
Much fun
the
lineup.
ramp. But like Aaron pointed out, it's harder to, you can't shove the snow under the bottom railing that way. Since you got a curve. It's a nice look at the curve.
Okay, so to have what curve, Steve?
Curve, so
a curb.
come up. And then the ramp be a little lower than.
Oh.
the
Yeah.
raised part
I
on
see.
those sides.
Like,
Oh, so you can't just shovel those. No.
Yes.
yeah, like the county building.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought that looked really sharp, but. Yeah, we'll have to think about it.
Okay, who owns that?
That's Regis Carver
Okay.
is our shoveler right now.
Half-run on steel gutters. Sorry, I'm already on to roofing.
The mark says the county building, it's the county legislature building. Next to the Baptist church and the Presbyterian church. But quite a fancy ramp, but they just installed about a year ago.
Was it about a year ago? Wow. No wonder it looks so nice.
Yeah. Come back and use.
So roofing and flashings, so improve slope at Bilko door opening, improve window hood flashing, east door flashing. Yeah, so.
Gutters.
And again, I see what the Bilko door, yeah, to make it where it comes up to the bill, if we retained it. To have it so it comes up at a steeper slope so the water doesn't splash back against the building. That was the idea there.
Got option B behind the building. We should keep these figures in mind because
Yeah.
those
Costs,
are savings, yeah.
yeah. Good point. So stormwater management gutters, so, we feel pretty confident that gutters are advisable. And she's provided, two
Really
different,
this galvanized versus Premier.
yeah, maybe, I assumed, like, the county gutters on the same building with the ramp, are really nice, and they look like they're copper or something, and the downspouts are round.
Those are nice. Cornell has a lot of buildings.
Perfectly round, so I wondered if those were Premier. Do you know, Steve?
I think copper's even beyond Premier.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
it's like Elite or something.
people have stolen
Yeah.
copper gutters to, yeah, off buildings and places to.
So I could go either way, I guess I'd want to evaluate it further to know which way to go, but
Would the half-round Premier last longer?
I assume so. I'm not very familiar with that.
Okay,
we'll have to.
There's
I did invite Jen and Anna to come tonight from Barrow. They were occupied, so couldn't.
I think that the plain round downspouts
It's nice, right?
will be much more compatible with the building than corrugated steel.
I agree.
Yeah, so where would the downspouts be located, on the sides of the
so
building?
she has them at one, at that corner and then like
In
not
the
even
middle?
halfway in on both sides.
Okay,
I guess it's because they're trying to aim the water
that way,
That
and it would
way.
come like
Yeah.
straight down.
and it became the front corners, really no place to take it to.
Yeah.
She also has the gutters kind of oversized, the downspouts are not oversized. So the more oversized your gutters are, the more they can keep longer distance between downspouts,
Mhm.
because they felt they needed 2 downspouts for some of it.
And then, what would the catch basin? Would that be like a concrete basin under buried?
Probably like black plasticky material. Around about 12 inches square or 16 inches square. You just see the top.
And-
Drywall.
It's plastic, it's black plastic or?
Not necessarily, I mean, a drywall could be stone with a plastic bottom, and it could be stone for
Okay.
irrigation.
Just
depends on how
you
they
see it,
build it.
that'll be underground.
Yeah, and that's underground. You would see
Okay.
it
The
all.
catch basin, but it could be concrete or it could be the black plastic material.
Okay.
That's what I had.
Oh, I see, I didn't see the catch basin.
Great. They're recommending, for attic insulation and ventilation. Adding to the ceiling, the insulation. So cap blown in insulation with I guess laying bats over the top of it. I kind of would like to know more about that, but
I don't know how I'm just gonna get up in there and carry a big bat up there and through that little door and stuff.
yeah.
There's some question about feasibility of that, you know.
Yeah,
Also, I thought that like fiberglass bats, I thought fiberglass worked as long as it's in a sealed cavity. But if it's not, air can move through it. That's what I understood, and then it
Yeah, I think
doesn't work as well.
I prefer the rock wall. I think the
Yeah.
fiberglass bats end up being mouse nests.
Yeah.
Why can't we just blow in cellulose?
Well, I think maybe what she's talking about is blowing in some cellulose and then capping it.
I don't think it's necessary.
Okay,
This is for 6 years, we've never put a cap on cellulose.
okay. We'll have to follow up on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe the intention is to stop infiltration more.
It won't work. Some of these are balloon, you need to be sealing the tops. You need to be sealing the top of some of the balloon walls with foam. That's the biggest loss through that attic.
So foaming
Yep,
the tops of the cavities.
I think they're all like that, but I went in the basement, you could see it falling. In some spots into the basement, and that means there's access, because that was from a wall, but it's probably also, or. Anyway. It's a long conversation about the improvements in the insulation in this building, and they're only addressing a portion of it, I understand, but.
Well, we need to, I want to harvest your information, so.
Okay, yeah, I need you to come look at my house.
I mean, I don't know if it's here, if we talk about walls and all of it,
Mhm.
but. That's new information to me that they don't do walls in a lot in historic building.
the outside, from the outside.
Or inside, it just seems to me there's a list here of 35% loss through the walls. It's still 35% loss. Whether you do it or not.
Well, the reason that it's not done from the outside is because it builds up moisture.
I know the building science back and front.
No, I'm just telling
Yeah,
you,
I know.
that's why. And we've had
And-
communication about, there has been communication about
Yeah,
that.
and the other, it's explained, it's a pretty
I
long.
know. That's the one place where I
Yeah.
have some disagreement, but I also understand it probably would add another $100,000 or $200,000.
Okay,
So it's, we're having to pick and choose our battles.
Yeah. and she did allude to that.
Yeah.
As expense, it wasn't priced out, but she's making your assumption that that's
And the
not,
Clabbers, the historic Clabbers, almost making it impossible.
yeah, that's sort of what she said.
But it still means the issue with moisture is not gonna be addressed. There's still wall issues with moisture. You're gonna do some with the drainage and stuff, but unless you fix the wall insulation and the
But what
air,
if,
the air barrier and the moisture barrier, you're still gonna have problems with walls.
what if you foam the top of all the wall cavities?
What they address that there's issues with moisture barrier and air barriers that is newer technology in the modern era. They didn't address that back then because inflation wasn't a thing back then.
Right,
They didn't address that. But now, it just, what I'm saying is, if you don't address the wall, at some point, you're gonna keep losing paint. Cause moisture's still gonna get in the walls. We're gonna do some by having gutters, it's gonna improve, we're gonna do more drainage on the, around the perimeter, that's great. Totally agree with all that, but the walls are still gonna have issues over time. You're not addressing that, but let me ask for the next grant, maybe.
Well, we would have to, that would be a major project.
well, let's go through this
Yeah.
and talk about it.
But it's all connected, the reason I brought it up is because the insulation in the attic. One of the things they're saying is, it's a better bang for your buck,
Right,
but you still have to address the air issues. Which means going up there and digging around in the current insulation to find those leaks and addressing those leaks. Cause insulation doesn't stop air infiltration.
right,
And so it's, once we get to that point with the installer, we just need to be clear about what we need, and there might be an increase in cost if they need to go digging around for sealing holes.
okay. Well, I don't know where we're gonna come out, but at this point, the numbers are below our grant amount. So, if we think it's.
Overall, I think it's a great
We can do
proposal,
something.
and just the installation part was surprising.
There's even, it's not, there's different opinions about what's in the attic right now, maybe you know more than anybody else, but some people say there's only 4 inches or so, and some people say there's 12 inches, and some people say there's formaldehyde cellulose on top, and
Well, there's definitely
I never-
formaldehyde in there, and if there's stuff on top, it's because it was blown on after.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
I haven't gone up there, I couldn't
Yeah.
get through that little hole.
I actually just mostly
You don't wanna climb the ladder.
I put my hand up there and felt around it. That was mostly what I did.
Can't we use a drone or something? So, okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
So, the other thing that they're recommending is to provide a gable vent on the north end.
They were starting to talk about soffit venting and ridge venting and stuff, but I don't think you can really, the soffits, I don't think you can. Put fence in them without destroying the soffits, and unclear whether it would even communicate with the attic above the
Yeah.
insulation. So, yeah, I think that area there is, some ventilation is better than none. I would say that with the version with a gable roof addition on the back, there really isn't room for a gable end vent. So that would need to be worked out.
Could the vent go on the south? Yeah,
Yeah, because they do. The elevation, the north elevation with the new stair tower addition on the north, doesn't really leave.
But we could do it on the south, conceivably.
I think that, yeah, that's sort of more public side of it, so that's.
Yeah.
so that was the reason not to do it, so it wouldn't be visible, okay.
But I agree, in terms of durability, there needs to be more venting.
In the attic, yeah, okay. Great. So the next one is the masonry, which is to, repair, repoint the masonry. The total there comes to about 38,200. And I think I think that needs to be done, probably, yeah.
Is that from the inside and outside or just from the inside?
Inside and outside, I believe, yeah.
And there's an interior foundation well line in there.
So the next page, okay, now we're getting around to the back fire escape, the back, the north side of the building. So the first thing there at $30,000 is basically to repair and refinish the existing metal fire escape.
Really take the whole thing down, dig into a shop somewhere, then bring it back.
Yeah,
The structural engineer who was here, I guess he deals with this in Rochester a lot, or Florida or something. You heard that, Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah, he says that this is for new law in New York State, every 5 years you have to get your fire escape inspected. And it has to be certified to carry 100 pounds per square foot. And the one that's out there barely attached to the building. It's got
doesn't qualify.
vents fitted. We
None of us would really want to use it in an emergency.
I think there was an architect who was like field measuring and the fire escape fell down and he was like seriously injured. So that's when these,
Yeah.
it was like the structural engineer came to the idea of building an enclosed stair addition on the north. And that could also be access to the crawl space, which would let you remove the Bilko door and provide a
Yeah,
interior stair from the upstairs. And maybe even a second door to the court clerk's office and things like that, so.
yeah, so it's in the diagrams of the,
Oh, so.
over there, it's pretty nice. That's a different packet.
No, yeah, there are these.
Yeah, it's in that packet toward the end.
So we didn't even, it's that's sort of like a huge land that was not part of the project.
Option A.
Yeah, so when I priced it out, so that's $127,000. But that will save $30,000 in metal stairway repair and 22,600 in Bilko door work and work over here. So plus this actually goes back to an idea that we had when we were talking with Cal back in the day when we had a lot of energy after lunch and and we were like, well, that Bilko door is on the side where the water comes down, why don't we put it on the back and we'll excavate, well, that's what this is. And I think it's a great idea. And
It solved a lot of problems.
it solved a
So we
lot of
take that
problems.
out.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a
Put it
window
back
well.
Here.
No, well, that's a back window well.
Yeah, no, we'll take this out. So this door here.
No,
It's
you
on the back.
take this out, this is the Bilko door.
Oh,
Yeah, it would take a, so.
This diagram shows taking this out, that's an open question.
okay. How about you put a door here?
Yeah.
So
This is
the
the.
clerk's office will have an egress.
Have an egress here and here.
Addition to the north.
Yeah.
Which is wide as there.
Now it's covered.
I think she should.
Oh,
Okay,
Because
Yes, I think this
and
is,
this is.
Yeah.
And it's the code, it's better, it's the code, the current ones is the code.
Refurbishing the current.
and to make it code is gonna be a big pain.
Yeah.
no,
No,
that's
That's the picture of where the current fire escape is.
Oh, okay.
that'd be the stair inside that
Inside,
addition.
inside.
Okay.
Okay, that's inside.
Yeah, inside the addition.
Oh, okay.
And it's like.
Oh, I see, so it's turned around, okay, I get it. Really bad. Diagrams are not my
Have a
thing.
few stairs and then you're.
That's option
first
B.
floor,
I see.
and There you can go down to the
Nice,
Oh,
okay,
outpost or
B
to the
is,
second floor.
okay.
what's that?
So is that another way to get up
That's
to
on
the
the
history
inside.
room or?
Yeah.
Yes, it would be,
Okay.
it would have access via the fire escape doors.
It is a second means of egress for the history room.
Yeah, so this would be better.
So it would be an inside, okay, all right.
I
you
mean,
did do
Also,
the,
just-
So it'd be inside and that way you don't have to worry about.
also
it.
the serve additionally,
that's-
that's
Door access.
some
Here.
names and things up and down into the history room,
Anything.
better than this over here.
Much better than.
That's
So, yeah.
for safety.
Becky has a question?
Almost a no brainer.
along the same line, it was about, the chair, the mobile chair that Barbara uses.
It's in too tight of a stairwell. Is that what you mean?
I kind of figured, but I wondered if having this enclosed stairwell on the back of the building would mean that it wouldn't be a problem. The mobile chair being there.
The problem in what way? That it would be okay to keep it there, you think, or just because we have another access or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Progress.
With existing historic buildings, there's quite a few outs. It's a small section of the existing building code, but I think if the code enforcement officer decides that there's even something is too narrow to meet code, but the code enforcement officer decides you can get by there, okay. That there are some ways that can be approved by the code enforcement officer.
Oh, good.
There's judgment wiggle room there for the, okay,
It's a historic building.
okay,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, good to know.
Well,
Yeah,
that really seems great.
There's your answer. Yeah, so and Steve pointed out that the roof line for that addition should be parallel with the existing roof line, not the roof.
And that,
Um,
and they went pretty wide to pick up that door on the second floor, which is pretty far over there.
Would you recommend raising the roof lines so that it's flush with the,
Typically, you want to keep an addition a little lower than the main
yeah, okay.
block.
But keep it like it is in the drawing. There's got the drawing.
Especially if you're going 90,000 square foot ballroom.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Um,
So anyway,
But it does come so close. It looks like it's just basically just under the
Mhm.
Yeah,
gate.
yeah, yeah.
So there's not really room. Now you could maybe have a gable end vent here.
Oh, yeah, it is
Went
pretty cool.
through the attic of the stair hall
Cool.
and then
I hadn't picked that up.
the main
I
attic.
just thought,
That's something we should think about.
yeah, well, we
Yeah.
should talk to Barrow about that, yeah. Anyway, this started as kind of like, sure, draw it up, I think it's a lark, I don't think we can do it, now I think this is what we should do.
Yeah.
But up came in much less than we anticipated.
Yes, yeah.
Hopefully. It's- She's still showing the Bilko door here on this west elevation. I believe the intention is that wouldn't be there anymore.
That's correct.
So,
That's right.
That's absolutely
so
correct.
it pretty much cleans up the whole west elevation.
Yeah.
Bilko door, like taking out that and see.
Because there'll be an entrance into the basement
Mhm.
from inside here, yeah.
So since you mentioned it right now, so. Based on the previous meeting, we'd sort of given the impression that we wanted to remove this door, which wasn't really what I thought, but anyway, so. But now with this addition, is that what you'd recommend, taking out this door? But I mean, I told Jen at the last meeting, I thought we should just keep it.
Yeah, that's, unless we decide they're gonna keep both doors.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That-
But
That's what
there is
we,
a splashback from the concrete stoop and stuff.
yeah,
But there would still be a door from the clerk's office
Yeah, but,
out the back.
Correct.
but if she's got her door locked, then you can.
We'll have to figure that out because that will take up wall space, so there will be,
Yeah.
that will have to have some discussion with them
it,
about.
it does,
But it does give her a
Yeah.
way to leave if she wants to,
Yeah.
because she was concerned about
There's
security.
like security issues, yeah.
and part of the floor area for the new thing is labeled storage. There's area in there that Jen labeled as storage, so, or Anna, so.
Yeah, this, I asked them to sort of simplify things into two basic options. There's so many permutations,
Yeah,
combinations.
yeah.
But,
Well, it sounds to me like everybody's agreed that this is really a good direction to go.
Mhm.
Instead of we
What,
should
on
just
B,
move
option B,
that
yeah.
way. That'll
Yeah.
simplify a lot of things.
you take that fire escape down and you take it somewhere and re-weld the whole thing. They were
That's
only
great.
gonna keep the stringers. I'm sure. Bring it all back, but it's not you.
What do you,
You still have an ugly
what
fire
is the
escape.
plan for the existing? To keep it and do what?
You take the whole thing down, take it to a shop somewhere, sandblast it,
Oh, you're saying we're not gonna do that, right?
but you would do that.
Yeah,
And then bring it all back, reinstall it with new posts.
yeah,
And then you still have an ugly fire escape on the back.
Yeah.
I thought you had another project you wanted to use it for. That's great, okay, that's exciting, I think
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. So, let's see, that's page 4, moving on to page 5.
And if it's insulated stair tower, that would solve some of the insulation on that north wall.
That's true. Although it's not wouldn't be a heated space necessarily.
Notice that was just what I was gonna bring up, the first item on page 5 is provide supplemental electric heat.
Yeah, I think that
You think we need that
for the stair hall.
for the stair hall? Is there a way we could just ventilate it? So that it brings in air from the rest of the building to just put,
So the air inlet's right there, right? Maybe you take a duct out there
yeah,
or tee off an existing duct somewhere.
yeah. Yeah, I'd wanna look at that maybe.
The access to the basement gets complicated.
Yeah.
Cause you don't wanna bring the heat back down.
Oh, the access to basement in that stairwell thing.
Yeah. So yeah, just having to figure out the thermal barriers and. But you're right, it should be heated if it's. If
Well,
it's insulated, it should be.
how often is it gonna be used?
Never.
Probably more often than the fire escape.
Well, that's true, but still not that often.
I mean, especially if you're talking about the using part of it. Assuming for storage. Isn't it?
I think it's also complicated when you get down to the crawl space. You need a certain amount of headroom, and then we don't know if there's even that much headroom in the crawl space. Frankly, I haven't been in there.
Well, I think the plan is to dig it out,
Or so that they have a
right?
taking out an area.
A little bit,
fairly
yeah.
deep right inside, so you can come through a door,
Right.
and then when you're inside the crawl space, then you come up a little bit more.
I mean, if we're gonna do this, it would make sense just to dig out the crawl space.
A pathway from,
Yeah.
just a pathway.
I'd say just keep the supplemental heat in there for now, cause it's better, even though it's a waste, it's better to, the durability increases if it's conditioned. Cause especially if you have it connected to the basement, the moisture, the cool that goes into that. Staircase now. When it gets hot and warm in the day, it can actually condense on the inside of the walls and cause mold and mildew. So if you heat it, it increases the humidity potential and then.
There's gotta be venting of some sort in that staircase, right?
I'm not saying-
Windows or anything on it, but
I'm
it's-
saying keep it as part of the heat condition.
Yeah,
Part
yeah.
of the building.
But I'm thinking on a hot summer's day or something, there's gotta be some ventilation, right, for the air
You
to
could
move.
crack the
and
door.
Back in there. Well, and crack a door open, it's still gotta go somewhere up, to.
Yeah,
Well, that's something that they
That's
could,
the detail.
Yeah.
that's a detail.
Yeah.
That's not in this, right?
I just don't see.
I guess I would be inclined to keep the
Maybe
supplemental heat.
ventilation of the.
Yeah, I'm just asking the question. I'm not inclined to move it
Yeah.
out. Yeah. so-
Not that much money in the scheme of things.
So the next section is pretty straightforward. We know we need a lot of carpentry repairs, so estimating that number, 117K for that. Openings, exterior windows,
About how much siding would be replaced, what percentage?
siding?
This says cracked siding, replace
Does she have,
damaged siding.
some of these things have like a percentage allowance, which I guess is in the base contract, you assume this much. If there's
Okay.
more, you get paid more, and you get provide a linear foot.
In the discussion, she said she didn't think there'd be that much.
Mhm.
Okay. I just-
Yeah. I mean,
They
They're
made some
inclined.
drawings that are the existing elevations with like cross hatching everywhere, and like
Mhm.
the meanings that like replace here, fix here. If they've done more,
I was just curious.
Yeah,
So,
it's sort of like from out here down, it's mostly new siding. And then from about here up, you can tell it's original sidings, they're square cut nails. Oh, and
is that all the way around or is it just back here? You
I
thought
think it's
that,
pretty much off. I don't,
okay,
the new stuff tends to be towards the bottom and the old stuff tends to be towards the top. Is there any,
yeah, on our house, we had about 25% of the siding replaced. Some years ago.
that's a lot.
My house is older than this place.
To make it warmer.
My house is ice cold.
So the next one, the exterior windows, so salvage existing aluminum storms, minor repairs.
The raised.
There are two small windows up on each side here.
Those,
They go nowhere, we don't know, so we're gonna take those out, just put siding,
all right.
so,
there's an earlier photo, they don't appear, so.
yeah, they're not in there.
No, I was looking for them, yeah.
So, yeah. So,
Square for windows, that's the worst.
Maybe it's a spiritual thing.
Maybe it's just to look out. and see if-
That the ghosts go out or something.
I haven't really thought through since the existing windows are still in pretty good shape, I haven't really thought that you'd have to take the
What?
existing aluminum storms off to.
Why are there extra windows? On this down here and then up there,
They added them.
They were added later, they weren't original,
okay,
but probably not that much later. The added ones are slightly narrower.
uh-huh, okay. Huh, but the ones upstairs are right next to each other.
Hamburger, I think, said that shows up looking at its elevations probably.
I'm wondering for light and ventilation.
Funny.
But actually, the first floor, there's a little bit of siding in between.
Yeah.
Second floor, they are right up there.
Yeah, it's weird.
Right up.
It is weird. I mean, they were schoolrooms, so maybe they wanted more light, but
It must have been something like.
Yeah.
to be the western light in the afternoon.
All right. Why'd you do that?
Karen said that this was likely a pattern book design. Which meant that whoever was building it, could say, well, we'd like these kind of windows. They would look in pattern books and pick out what they wanted. So it was more of a collaboration between whoever was designing the building and the people who were constructing it.
So page 6 has the exterior doors. So this plan is to replace both south entrance doors.
That'll look so much better.
So with,
That's a big item, but
it's a big item.
the existing doors were wider and taller, and at some point they put the, 3068 doors in there.
Yeah. So these will be bigger,
that'll be nice.
heavier doors. And we went with a grant proposal said, proposed symmetrical doors. And so anyway, we're going with the one solid panels with arched tops, which kind of matches the decor of the front of the
Oh,
building.
so it'll go all the way up to, okay, yeah,
Yeah, they go up here.
they go up to there.
Yeah, they'll go up that high. So they're gonna be different, heavier doors.
That'll be impressive. We don't get the bell tower back though.
We went,
That's when I.
We don't get the bell tower back.
Right now where the bell tower used to be is just like a big piece of painted plywood. And
Yeah.
I keep thinking there's gotta be something nicer that can be done.
Oh, for the town of Caroline, yeah.
They either pan, at least trim the edges or. Seats.
that's another project for sure. I don't think we're gonna have wiggle room for that.
No,
Here's the bell tower, right there.
Yeah, yeah. I know, I think it'd be wonderful to have it on there. So then the next one is to.
actually, I just point out on this, that
I guess.
in this work list on page 6, it says. Take out the existing concrete stoops and replace them with wood steps.
Oh, right, that was because of me.
Yeah.
That was because of me at the last meeting. So, but since, like, I talked to Bob Ray, the code officer, after the meeting, and he said, because what I was concerned about is the concrete creating conditions that would hurt the building, the wood of the building behind it. But he said he didn't think that was a problem, but flashing and it shouldn't be bad. So then after that, I came around to thinking, well, maybe we're putting concrete steps up here and a concrete handicap ramp, and so why not just keep them and protect the building and put a roof over
And then minimal hood.
entryway.
And one, if you keep the existing. Their grandfather, even though they're not code compliant, but if you build new, you have to get them right up to the door level, for the landing at the door level, which is difficult to detail.
Yeah, so that would simplify
There's
things.
an outswinging door, it can be a problem with ice buildup.
Yeah. So I would probably now, I mean, I want to discuss it with Jen and Anna and the Barrow team more, but
You know,
that one I'm not
potentially save $31,000 there.
exactly, yeah. And then the next one is to remove the west door of the courtroom, which I'm also now reconsidering. I kind of think, why not just keep it? It's an exit door. And we put an awning over it, that'll protect it from, what it does do is that one is particularly bad about building up a huge layer of ice that.
Hmm.
And you can see there's rock all around the base of, that's gonna be a repair spot, so. But if we put an awning over it, I think it'll be better, much better.
What was causing the ice?
No.
Waters,
Oh, so it was coming from the upper roof and down,
yeah,
okay.
just snow accumulation is sliding off the roof, and it builds up, and
But
then we get shoveled off timely,
when that snow slides off the middle roof, it gets really dense.
yeah. Next one is to prepare and paint wood elements, $60,000. Obviously, that needs to be done.
When it says wood windows are not included,
In painting. Because the original set, this set was painted. They were just in pretty good shape. Or they take off the storms and every time they need it.
Page 7, improve basement masonry openings,
We're gonna replace the raised panels, that's good.
replace what?
The raised panels. The panels between. These guys, those guys.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I think that number they have is low for those,
yeah,
because if they really built, if you real raised panels and stuff, they expensive.
Some
yeah,
of them look like they've been replaced, but not very well.
yeah, that'll be nice.
You know, had $550 each, I think. We went to a wood shop to have them made, it's gonna be on that.
I have a question, are we on to improve crawl space foundation moisture control?
Yeah, I'm just looking over that page and, yeah,
I like where this is going, I think there is just that, if we, I don't remember what option is the new access from the back.
I think the,
that's where we're going.
Okay, right,
I think that's where we are.
we just need to make sure that when they update it, that whatever the good stuff they're doing in the basement to improve it, that it gets. Whatever they do to that new access, that those. The durability effect is considered. Cause it, that's all.
Okay, I'm not following completely though, but there you,
Well, they're saying here, putting, the next thing is provide a fan. Ventilating the basement. And so it's just
oh,
that. With a
Yeah.
Bilkor door, it's one thing, but when you're now bringing the basement more inside the space.
I had this
having
question.
Access.
yeah,
That door, we have to decide whether the door to the basement. Is connected to that space or disconnected.
yeah,
And if there's another door to the basement from there. Then we're conditioning the stairwell, and so the ventilation. Can't be connected to the stairwell, it has to only be in the basement.
right. So what do you, because I've heard different things about this. Do you agree that ventilating in the basement's a good idea?
Depends.
Mhm.
Because it is seasonally, the humidity changes. And so in the winter, it's humid because the basement's typically colder, although we're gonna continue to have the heating system down there, right?
I hope not. You mean the steam one?
The steam one. Cause right now the basement's conditioned with a steam heater. You take that away, it becomes colder.
Mhm.
So this floor is gonna get colder, but they're gonna insulate the floor hopefully really well.
Actually, the proposed is like the inside of the foundation walls.
Okay,
Like
great.
all the insulation here is like falling
Yeah,
out
yeah,
everywhere.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's good. So then you're bringing the basement into conditioned space. You don't want to ventilate it.
Okay,
Okay, totally.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
You're essentially look at it as you're continuing the
Yep,
insulation
you
down the
gotta,
walls,
you gotta decide what the building scope is. If
Right.
it includes the basement,
so you don't ventilate it.
okay.
And I think these numbers under improved crawl space insulation access are really low,
Okay,
because I wouldn't. I was gonna regrade that crawl space in 12 hours of hand digging.
Right. I thought the same thing.
hmm,
I didn't know what they were gonna do or how much they were gonna do or.
And it basically get it so it's flat enough that you can put a paper barrier down, because right now it's all.
oh, it's amazing. The topography under the building is,
That's gonna be a lot of handwork too.
it's like the Tetons.
Can't-
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say if you're gonna bring that space into conditioned space and do some regrading to put plastic down to make it less moisture
Mhm.
factors, that it's gonna be more expensive.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, that is the plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's 22.9 for all that.
Well, good thing our total is coming in
Okay.
well below budget. I tallied up everything as we discussed it tonight, because fortunately you guys all agreed pretty much with that.
Okay, yeah.
And where did I put it? It's in
Well-
like,
It's just,
I came up with 572,700. Our grants for 375, or for 775. Right,
Okay, the grants for 775?
or did that include architecture? and
does
engineering?
it include what?
Architecture and engineering?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
This
Yeah.
says the
That's
construction
true.
budget from the grant is 661.
661 is the estimate that we got for the work. When we submitted the
years
grant, yeah,
That's
so that's a good point.
that's
But still,
the number they're comparing it to.
our total is,
What is the engineering and architecture part of it
It's
cost?
like 57,
Yeah,
60.
architects work for free.
some of them,
57, 60, 63, somewhere in that.
yeah, that's right. So anyway,
Well,
I
we
mean-
know that we're gonna pay anywhere between 10 and 30% more when it's all done.
Yeah,
And this is still looking pretty good.
I think it's looking pretty good, and at least my intention from the start is that if we saw measures that we thought should be taken but exceeded the grant amount, that we should consider spending town funds for those as well. So, yeah, I feel good about where this is at, and
it's always good to take care of a building.
Otherwise it will rot.
Starting to-
Yeah.
oh, it's, I mean, yeah. It's scary seeing what some of the stuff happening. So.
Just wait until the termites come and we're gonna be in a lot of trouble.
All right, so I guess we got through it. You guys feel good about everything we discussed?
Yeah.
So, thank you so much, Steve, for coming in.
Yeah, great, thank you for being here, Steve.
Adding to this discussion, that was really helpful.
Yeah, this will be really helpful.
It's really exciting.
And we should be able, at the next meeting, to kind of.
Fine tune things and get, we can ask some of these questions, envelope expanse and all that stuff, so that's great. All right, well, let's move along. So, again, thanks everybody for that discussion. So I will offer a resolution to adopt the best value procurement policy. Did people have a chance to look at it? Did you feel good about it? It seemed good to make sense.
I looked up.
I mean, I didn't spend a lot of time on it. I read it through and said, yeah, that makes sense. So I couldn't think of anything
Seemed
that,
very straightforward.
Yeah, I looked at it,
yeah. I think actually Guy wrote this
yeah,
for Lansing,
so, you know, it's fine.
I think it's pretty good.
Oh, I can second that.
Pardon me?
I can second. Didn't you?
You may,
Yes, I'll second it.
seconded by Kate, who always wants to second things. And she got it this time.
Did.
So if there's no further, I can wait if we wanna, if there's any further discussion, or shall I call for a vote? All in favor?
Fine.
Aye, opposed, thank you. Thanks again, Steve. See ya. I will offer the resolution to to authorize purchase of the 2025 Ford Super Duty pickup. Do I have a second?
But the first whereas does not seem accurate.
Sorry?
That includes resale.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, that's a good point. So do we want to revise it before
Yep.
introduction, before, okay. So with that, I guess, Tim, would you want to report on
So
Bob's request?
the request, so this is a truck that was purchased 2 years ago. And the initial thinking is that it would be rotated every 3 years, roughly. And the current proposal is to replace it with a new truck that's currently on the lot and available basically before the tariffs go up.
Mhm.
And the other truck would then continue to be used by the highway department for various pickup truck kinds of things, including carcass removal.
Including what?
Carcass removal.
Okay.
If there is a clean roads project, et cetera, et cetera.
And so it's something.
So it wouldn't be resold. It would be kept in the inventory as a second truck.
And there's space for it, covered space for it, so it's not, I just wanna make sure, cause if we do wanna resell it, it's in 2 years or something, would that be an option, or we just gonna keep it?
I mean, you know, it's.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, this is a debatable thing because we had anticipated simply flipping the truck in 3 years' time. Bobby wants to do this other thing. There could be arguments to recommend otherwise strongly. You know, I started being highway liaison recently, and it's been going really pretty well. And they have been doing a lot of work for the town. So I'm kind of, since there isn't that much extra money involved, and he has it in the budget, at this stage, I'm kind of willing to be cooperative, extra cooperative. Now, the reality of it is that, however, the reality is still that we budget every year for equipment, an equipment line. The equipment line is the equipment line. So this will take it out of the equipment line. So
Sure.
if this is done without flipping it, And if it flipped it, you'd figure it'd probably bring in, let's just say, 30 at least, probably, or 30, 40. The reality of it is it's gonna squeeze him the next time he wants
Yeah, but I mean,
a big snowplow. A good movement that's happening, however, and this is something that some of us have been wishing for a long time, is they're considering moving to at least one smaller plow truck
Yeah.
because they're much less expensive.
Mhm.
And if they did that, this actually would allow them to do that within the next budget cycle.
That one of the trucks would become a small plow truck.
No, the small plow truck still has to be a bigger truck, it's not,
The
we have
next style
massive,
might be smaller,
smaller.
I think it would be a single
to
axle.
handle the
Yeah.
smaller streets
Yeah,
or
yeah,
smaller
yeah.
areas. Yeah.
So Bob did say, I talked to him about, because I sent him an email and said about the replacement to try to get clarification on that. And so we did talk later in the day and he said, you know, he feels like this is the truck that he needs for what they're doing. So, and I guess that they've gotten rid of a lot of vehicles. But I don't, you know, I don't know exactly what, I think they, yeah.
I mean, we don't exactly want to go to the habit of quid pro quo, you know, but on the other hand, I mean, I think we're kind of in a good spot. In other words, we don't want to get a habit of saying, well, we sold $30,000 worth of metal, therefore we get
Oh, no,
this,
yeah,
you know,
no, that's just,
because that can be a way of thinking. You know, but we don't want that, but on the other hand, you know, we do know that we still have to address the highway barn, the main highway barn. They have come up with really economical ways to do that
That's true.
compared to before. And a lot of that has been dependent upon their goodwill. I mean, they currently
Oh,
want
yeah.
to rebuild the
Yeah.
Quonset hut. And now we're waiting on that. We really have to get architectural drawings for that. So
yeah,
that
I mean, I think the question is about the need for this truck
Yeah.
and he feels like he needs it.
in his budget, so.
Yeah, so,
I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we can't then do that every 3 years on the new truck and they keep the old truck. We could still do that same cycle going forward, right?
Or you could even do it on the old truck.
Going
Well,
forward for it, right?
Basically.
Selling one or the other. The other question was maintenance, so now you have, instead of one truck you're maintaining two, and that's a cost that needs to get qualified here.
Well, the new truck is under warranty. The current truck is probably might still be under warranty, actually.
probably is, it's
Probably
2 years
is.
old, so.
It might have
Well,
been-
oil changes have to be paid for and new
Well,
tires,
yeah,
and those aren't warranty
Well,
items,
the tires aren't,
still
they
costs.
probably changed their oil.
Yeah,
Belts. We're out.
So Bob, he did say that, you know, he anticipated continuing, just stretching out the replacement schedule.
Mhm.
So, like, you know, doing it in 6 years instead of 3, something like that. But I imagine it will be evaluated as we go.
and all of this, we well know can change on a year-to-year basis. You know, requests and plans, but that's where it is right now.
Mhm.
The other question would be whether we buy it outright,
What's that?
whether we buy it outright or lease it.
Well, I just saw on that stamped out form from the Ford place that it said, you know, we sell or lease. So I was like, I mean, I have friends that lease cars for like 3 years and then. So I was like, okay, compared to us doing our own state bid repurchasing process, how does that price out? The other
Well-
question,
You also
Yeah.
have to think about when you lease is how much miles you put on it, and they're gonna put a lot of miles on it.
Okay,
Right, is the lease has a limit on it, right?
Yes, yes, it does. So it like for me, I would never lease a vehicle because I travel way too much. And it just would not
okay.
be feasible. If you just go, say, from, like, say Jessie just drives a car from her house to the town hall and that's all it's used for, then that would be a great lease option.
Okay,
But that truck's going to go a lot of places. So I don't know if that would be beneficial to the town.
okay,
Okay, that's
Just-
helpful.
curious.
Thank you.
Richard doesn't lease any vehicles, right?
No, no.
Okay. Great, thank you, Velvet. Answered my question. The other question I had, I mean, is like, there's a Ford 150 electric truck. And I've seen a bunch of them around. There's one that is at the recharging station at Boyceville Cottages.
We need a charger down there then.
Who's charged for that,
We,
right?
we can do,
Well,
I
you- you-
I can guarantee you that, because had this discussion. Bobby will tell you that that they don't believe that they have enough torque for plowing.
Right.
I can tell you that that's what they'll say.
okay, well, it could be true, I just don't know, I mean,
The nice thing about those trucks is they have the reverse charge, so you can, you can run your house off your truck if the electricity goes out.
You could replace all of the streetlights.
anyway, I just,
Yeah, the mileage on them to Velvet's point, they drive everywhere.
yeah,
Might be harder to get them to be on a charging schedule that fits with how much they're using it.
yeah, I mean, I
Well, yeah,
just don't know the answer to these questions, I just think it's something that
I mean,
we should consider as we move forward.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The industry is maturing and, you see these trucks out in
And
at Wegmans and.
I've never been interested in electric trucks, but I understand that they're actually very powerful and these guys are buying them. I mean, that's all.
Yeah, I think the next generation, I think once the batteries get to the point where then it's almost no way. Now they're not.
They're not. They've had problems with the really uphill in an argument. I can
Just that I mentioned it, I didn't expect to.
Lost you guys again.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm
Did you,
here.
did you get a second on that resolution?
Heck no.
Heck no, who seconded it? Tim seconded it.
I kind of figured, but I didn't want to guess.
He's a second hawk.
He sure is.
So,
Just likes to move things along.
So I just took out the resale part, right?
That's a good point.
Yes.
That's a good point. So,
Okay.
yeah, I forgot that we were gonna edit the,
Yeah, I just took out that part.
okay,
Okay.
I'm asking the board, is the resolution solid now?
Yes.
What, the purchase of the highway department pickup truck, that's what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Velvet took out the second clause of the first whereas. Which is just after the end.
Mhm.
Great, thank you.
Should we have a whereas about keeping the other truck
I don't think it's necessary.
No, I don't think it's necessary, but I already put it up into the discussion you had, Tim. So it's
Okay, thanks. Perfect.
Thanks, David. I'm gonna call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great, thank you.
Okay.
So, the next resolution, I guess I'll offer, is to authorize the court to submit a 2025 JCAP grant application. Resolve the Carroll County Board authorizes the court to apply for a JCAP grant in the 25 cycle up to 30,000 for the audio-visual upgrade for electronic cord finishes.
I'll second it.
When we discuss,
Yeah.
We discussed now.
For a second.
so I followed some of the back and forth about thinking about this. Did we come to a conclusion of why it's any different than the stuff that we already have? And
Well, we were waiting for an answer and I don't think we got one, did we?
No, I haven't heard. So I guess my feeling is that I don't see any problem with, even if it does duplicate, say, the computer and stuff. I guess my question is, so the list of things is the desktop computer, a Dell 55-inch monitor. That's the question I have, like, where would that go? How big is that one?
I don't know.
That's big.
more than 55.
More than 50.
Okay, so then maybe they could put it just on a cart and,
Well,
all
that's.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what she said.
right.
She
And
did
then,
say that, yeah.
and she would have a place to store the cart back there
um,
and not in there,
I think that was the,
because then somebody might tamper with it, I'm just saying, because that's going to be.
right,
used for different groups.
let's see, 300 accomplished tasks and there was one thing, I did see in one of the things, a thing about it would be on a cart.
She did,
So-
she definitely said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know where the cart would be stored, but it should be stored back there. I mean,
Okay.
but that would be something that's not contingent.
I-
Whether we approve this or not, that's a whole different topic.
Right, it is a whole, I mean, I do think, my guess is they'd store it in there.
Well, they should. Anyway, so yeah, I guess my only question was 55 inches, I guess, that's like it's not a huge TV set.
I don't think it can go on a cart
Yeah, so I don't know.
unless it's bolted in a cart.
We can.
You think so?
Yeah, we use them for teaching all the time.
Okay, so,
Are they connected to the cart?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
so,
fixed on the cart.
Oh,
so I guess I don't have any reservations. I think it's okay to duplicate computer equipment because that's, the newer, the better, and that will save them having to involve anybody from the town board if we're using it. I'm assuming they'd be responsible for any kind of troubleshooting and stuff like that, so.
but that was one of my questions, is it plugging into the same things here to utilize
Yeah,
any of the other stuff, or is it gonna have its own, everything's included?
She actually says, I believe,
Cause it,
we don't know how we would install it,
Right.
but, so.
Did she say that?
I think so. Let me see, we also have not yet thought through how we would accomplish this task. The court will need to estimate expenses for installation.
that would be included in the 30,000 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause 30,000 is a lot for just a
Yeah.
couple of computers and
Yeah.
screens and
well,
things.
But the town wouldn't be asked for any money.
Right.
No,
so the 30,000 is the number, that's the JCAP grant amount cap.
cap.
Oh, okay,
Every year, they offer towns $30,000. I don't think this is gonna come anywhere close to that.
okay.
So I would say, this is not a hill to die on, I would rather, I think, fine.
But it will open, it becomes a project if you have to install it.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
Do you-
it's gonna be a project with,
Well, I
Yeah.
think we're approving this contingent on it being its own independent portable system.
so, yeah, so let me make a
Right.
note that,
but
I mean,
it'll have
that's
to,
the only way, and that's how I would understood that they,
but it will have to be installed and connected to the internet, right, with a hard connection.
Or maybe not,
You just plug it in.
couldn't be wireless, why couldn't it be wireless?
Maybe, I don't know.
Probably is wireless.
Yeah,
Could be wild. Yeah.
well, I mean, but
That'd be
the,
sweet.
I mean, that's part of their grant, I mean, that's not our problem.
the monitor though, whatever, you have to plug in, you always have to plug in a TV set, but maybe this is.
But if everything's on the cart, then
You plug the card
then you
in.
just put the cart, like, that's the other thing, where would you?
Well,
Fine.
see,
They'd have to.
the only reason that I'm somewhat relaxed about this, because I really do think that it duplicates everything that we already have.
Hmm.
Is that if it well could be for legal purposes, I don't know,
That's what it is.
that
That's what it's for.
the monitor is in the first place too far away from the court. This is basically for people to appear before the
Appearances.
judge electronically.
Mhm.
So it well could be that they need to have the monitor
Closer to.
close to the
Closer.
court.
Right.
And so for hearing and such, so if that's the case, I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
I would think
So-
it would be used for that, Tim, plus any cases that they have. If they
Right.
have to, supply a videotape or something like that, and they wouldn't have that connected to the internet because they wouldn't want everybody to see that at that point.
so I'm just making a note that we're proving with the understanding that the court will be responsible for installation.
Well, no, because the town is responsible for
Okay.
installation.
So then,
I mean-
I'm not gonna put that in.
No, this is shared space. We continue to be responsible for all installation of IT.
All right, so is there anything that
Would you
you,
agree, Mark?
I don't know, because I think the court system,
Depending upon, we don't know.
yeah, the court system takes care of all their
okay,
computer stuff. and everything,
Right, so-
It does say there is a word here, upgrades.
or what?
It says upgrades, audiovisual upgrades for electronic court appearances. Are they upgrading what they currently have?
No, I think that's just the court language for this strata of grants.
Okay,
Yeah,
just to clarify, I mean, they're not upgrading what we have in
No.
here.
no.
They're upgrading what they don't have.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
I just took that language from something they had.
so I would say, did you put this up did we second this yet?
We did.
Okay. So,
It's unfortunate that we didn't have one of the justices here to discuss this with us. I'll just say that.
That would,
it would be,
that would have been really nice.
it would be nice to have an open and frank discussion.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Um,
sure, whatever. But anyway, so I'll call,
Or a reply to your email about it.
yeah, right, anyway,
Alright.
I'll call for a vote. Is everyone is comfortable with the vote?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous ballot.
and
Okay.
so I will send them an email saying that we've approved the request
Yeah,
to,
that's
what
fine.
is the term, to apply?
Yes, that we passed the resolution. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's move along. We're still doing pretty well here. I'm gonna offer a resolution. You've already done this, so I'll offer a resolution to adopt the standard workday resolution. Resolve the Carrollton Town Board hereby adopts the standard workday resolution, which provides the New York State retirement system information on actual hours worked, and further be resolved. The adopted resolution shall be certified by the town clerk and posted on the town website, at the town clerk's office, and on the town office's signboard for a period of 30 days, after which it shall be submitted to the New York State retirement system. Do I have a second?
I'll second this.
Seconded by Kate. At
Again,
long last, do I have a discussion? So just to explain, we passed something very similar to this a few months ago.
Mhm.
It was rejected by the retirement system, and basically, we had to fill in the form that they had. When I did that, and a few different, we did it exactly as we've done it before.
Okay.
And that is no longer any good, so this is to comply with their wishes to, to provide the information, all the information that they are requesting, so. So yeah. Can I call for a vote? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That is adopted unanimously. Any comments on any feedback for the minutes of July 16th?
Thank you.
Yeah?
You're welcome. What'd I do?
Yeah, thanks so much, Velvet. And so, those minutes are hereby approved. Items for the August, business meeting, we'll have the public hearing for the tax override.
We should have a follow-up on the building. I think we're meeting before that, right?
Oh, yes, yeah, we have a meeting on, I think it's August 22nd. Oh, yeah,
Maybe
that'll be after that,
It'll be after that.
so we won't have that. One thing,
Budget.
yeah, so I did just send out the trial balance for June, halfway point of the year. So that's a nice financial document for where we're at. So you should all have that in your email boxes. It's on the town website under financial documents. And so I think we should go through that in preparation for budget season. And so everybody kind of has a sense for where we're at in terms
Mark,
of town funds.
Do you want me to try to, well, I'll have the July done. Do you want me to try to extrapolate from the July numbers for you guys?
Well, I think what we should do is, so that we have the trial balance through June, thank you, right?
Yes.
So that's a nice, I like that because it's the halfway point of the year. So
Okay.
you can look at the expended numbers and go, well, is it half of what we budgeted or not? Or is it way over half? So I kind of like that, but I do appreciate your offer, and I would like to get the July trial balance to the board as well.
Yeah.
So we can work on that.
Okay.
Is that what you meant?
Well, I know usually what we do, and it's usually after August is over, we do the extrapolation so that we can estimate what it's going to be for the rest of the year and take out like what we know is going to come out that maybe hasn't, like
Oh, I gotcha.
and stuff like that. You and I go through it and say, okay, we know that this isn't going to be
Yeah,
that
yeah.
much. We've spent most of it already because these bills came in or whatever. So that I
Yeah.
was just wondering if you wanted me to do that for using August numbers.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good thing for the first meeting in October when I present the tentative budget.
Okay, then we'll wait till August is over and I'll do that.
Okay,
Okay.
but I do appreciate that. I mean, if it's easy to do now, I mean, we could do it. But I think, yeah, we might as well wait. I think we can kind of. I think we can guesstimate. Does anybody have any requests about this?
That seems like a better solution to wait until after August, because then we'll just have a clearer picture.
Yeah, okay. Very good. We'll wait up, Velvet, but thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
So that's, yeah, so, how did I get a different pen? Magic. Follow up with Bill, but he won't be ready for that. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I haven't yet sent notices to the review board and the planning board about the subdivision law changes, but I think we should move on that, so I'll try to have you something by then, so.
We need to get their feedback on it, right?
Yeah,
Have you sent it to them yet or not?
no, that's what I was
Okay,
saying.
okay, yeah.
So,
So I think the next planning board meeting is August 17th.
okay.
I mean, those changes are mainly procedural anyway.
Mm-hmm. the reason it comes to mind is, I know that Bob did just get a,
Mhm.
request for a lot line adjustment. And I was just thinking how nice it would be if he could just handle that. So I think I do agree with that change that was recommended before, so. That's a simple thing to do. Yeah. Alrighty. Anything else for tonight? I'll offer a motion to adjourn,
Second.
seconded by Michelle. Discussion? Vote. Aye. Opposed?
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Velvet.
Thanks, Velvet. Thank you.
You're
See ya. I
welcome.
won't see you. I won't see you tomorrow.
Nope, have fun, Mark.
Thank you.
See you Tuesday?
I might not even be in Tuesday.
Whoa.
Yeah, so next Thursday.
In Velvet, I'm gonna be out of town tomorrow and Friday also.
Oh, I guess I'll just have to run the
Lovely.
town then. That's fine.
I'll be here, I'll be available, but I'll also be in town.
Okay.
Sun-
I'm
Sunday.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Okay.
All
good.
right. Take
Have
care,
fun running
everybody.
the town.
Okay. No
See you,
problem.
Velvet. Bye.
Bye.